Good morning. Welcome to day 3 of my videos that I'm making during Lent. Every day of Lent, 5 minutes per video. I actually forgot my stopwatch today, so I'm going to do my best to cut myself off at 5 minutes. My apologies in advance. Last time, I had focused on what is sometimes called the moral argument for the existence of God. I had made the case that one of the reasons that I'm compelled to believe that God exists is the universality of the moral law. No matter where you look across cultures, you see that there is a tendency toward the good. You see that there is this idea of right and wrong. Where would that come from if it didn't come from an outside source, given that there isn't a connection between these cultures? I had also addressed the objection that, in fact, some people aren't good and some cultures have exhibited true evils. And I had noted that our ability to perceive the natural moral law is made cloudier by our prejudices, and we see different cultures with different classes of people they may exclude from the natural moral law. But nonetheless, there is this idea that you should not steal what belongs to others, and you should not take innocent human life arbitrarily. There is one more objection to the idea of the universality of the moral law that I think is worth noting, and that is the idea that it's something based in instinct, and that in fact it's not even unique to human beings. But when you look at different animals, you see them exhibiting behaviors of love and concern and care for others. And I don't buy this argument either, that the natural moral law is the result of instinct. And the reason why ultimately is my experience of farm life. We have a large goat herd, and it's interesting. We just went through our kidding season. It's interesting to watch a new mother goat, because you see these behaviors that you find beautiful, this care that the mother goat feels toward her babies, her care for them, her patience as she waits for them to latch on and nurse for the first time, the way that she seeks them out in the herd, singles them out and cares for them. And you think, oh, this is beautiful, this love, this concern, this defense for those who are entrusted to her care. But as a matter of fact, the more you observe animals, the more you realize that this instinct, as much as it can look beautiful, is very harsh at times. There are the mother goats who have 3 babies and who ignore the weak one and concentrate on the strong ones. Now, we human beings individually can do that, but the more you observe animals, the more you see that this is the cold, hard calculation of the survival of the fittest that marks the animal kingdom. You do not see this among people. Although individuals may act this way, the fact is, across cultures, you see a concern for the weak and the vulnerable. This idea that we ought to do good, even to those who couldn't compel us to do otherwise. And you see this across cultures, and it's unique to man, to human beings. It's not something you see in the animal kingdom. There has to be more to the natural moral law than an instinct to care for those that instinct compels us to. I think that I'm nearly at 5 minutes, so I hesitate to go on beyond that. But I guess today's video kind of concludes my treatment of the moral law and its universality being a clue that, in fact, we ought to believe in a God. Where would this come from if it didn't come from outside? It doesn't come from instinct. That's it for today. God bless you all.